You're watching 18 News Today.
Welcome back to 18 News. I'm here with Dave and Linda, and they're here to talk to us about a special presentation coming up that's coming up here in the future.
Yes, Matt. Thanks for having us. We're just here to promote the Saving Lives Through Prevention and Awareness speaking event. We're really pleased to bring to Elmira nationally acclaimed speaker Becky Savage, the founder of the 525 Foundation, and she's just an advocate for opioid abuse and just basically reaching out to kids to prevent this horrible epidemic that's in our community.
And you talk about just the kids, but it's important to get to the kids, but why is it so important just for the community in general to kind of hear this message about opioids and the dangers of them?
Well, there's two events actually. One during the day for the students of Notre Dame High School, which is where Linda and I have connected. Our sons go to school together there. Linda works with my wife, Lisa. So, you know, we're reaching the kids in the morning, but in the evening, this is really what we want to push as a community event at 7 p.m. at Notre Dame High School for, it's open and free to the community. So parents need to be involved in understanding what the signs are and how they can get help if they are experiencing a situation where they may have a kid that's abusing.
And you guys both said, you guys are both parents. How scary is it being in the world today and knowing these things are out on the street? And why is it so important to get this information and knowledge to your kids, especially at a younger age?
Well, I think that there are so many messages being sent to our children every single day. They're being crammed down their throats through social media, through all these outlets. And our message is scary, and we understand that. But we have to be as in their face as these other messages are. Because if we don't stop this, or at least try and slow it down, we have a raging epidemic on our hands, and we need some sort of action before we lose an entire generation.
And I know it's an epidemic that's hit close to here. I know it was a big deal in the southern tier as well, where they were dealing with it heavily and frequently. So just a very important cause. And I guess, tell me a little bit about the MV Squared organization. So
this is a recent organization we've started. It's in honor of my two sons who we lost to overdose. And so basically back in June, Linda and a team of friends and family and coworkers put a benefit on with the express intent of raising funds to promote this type of awareness, because everyone said, you know, hey Dave, Lisa, what can we do for you guys? And so we said, there's nothing you can do, but let's just do some of this work. And if we can reach one family, one kid, it'll all be worth it.
And especially with something that is so near and dear to your heart, and to be able to reach out and help the community, it is so important. I guess if you guys had one message you'd really like to be made clear, something that would be the biggest talking point to tell people to come to this event, what would you say to the community?
I think breaking the stigma down. Nobody wants to talk about this. So breaking the stigma down, reaching out, having the conversations, that's really the important message is let's talk about it, and the talk will lead to action, and the action will lead to prevention.
I think mostly to don't be blind. Don't think that your kid isn't one of those kids affected, because there are high probability chances that they may be, or someone close to them may be, and they don't know how to deal with it. So if we can't open that conversation up, and if we're blind to it and pretending it's not happening, then they aren't going to have anywhere to go to get the help. They're going to be afraid to address it. So be open to it.
And real quick, before we move on here, can we just, again, I know you guys have talked about it here and there, can we just talk about the date, the time, when it's happening, so that the community can make sure they get out for this important event?
Right, so it's next Wednesday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. at Notre Dame High School. The auditorium holds about 900 seats. We'd like to see 902 people there. We want standing room only. This is an important message, and we're really glad that the school is partnering with us to promote this and to let us use the facility to get the word out.
Perfect. Well, you guys heard Dave. Let's make sure that we fill that auditorium coming up next Wednesday. I want to thank you both for coming into studio today and talking about such an important cause. But we're going to be right back with more news and weather coming up after the break.